Okay, so good day everyone. This will be our topic for our odd self, no? The self in Western and Eastern thoughts. So at the end of this discussion, we are expected to, or you are expected to differentiate the concept of individualist and collectivist culture, distinguish the attitude towards life of two differing cultures, and understand the concept of me in Western and Eastern perspectives. So as you can see here, no, syempre sa Eastern, ang nila most ginapatian mga Eastern philosophers man, sa Western philosophers, no? So the Eastern world refers to the nation in Asia and Middle East, whereas Western world refers to Europe, Canada, Australia, and America. So we belong to the Eastern, no, Philippines. Western culture's perspective of self is dominated by individualism and self-reliance. So sa Western kung mga culture side of things, class, they are predominated no, by being, kumbaga, the individualistic construal of the self bila class or pagiging individualistic, and they are more on self-reliant rather than um, want needing help from others, no? And that's why ganing sa Western, no, ng um, mag 18 years old and above ng ilang mga kids, mga bata, no, ginapahalina nila sa balay, no, they want their kids to be independent, ano, uh, and their government na also help with those, nga may mga student loans and whatnot, and tama na, apartment nila bata, the westerning of you. And the Western individualistic, no, shows initiative or work well independently. So uh, they show initiative, no, and that's why they want to work independent. And individual uniqueness and self-determination is valued. Individuals are only responsible of themselves, no? So wala ka dapat basulong kundi sarili mo. And does not seek to make everyone responsible for one another, no? So I'm not responsible of what is happening with you, no? You can only control your destiny. Language in which the word I is indispensable, no? So I is the consciousness when it comes to the individualistic perspective, no? So the sorry. So the individualist culture in relation to self. Westerners construe self as independent and separate from others, individuals, which is referred to as independent self-construal. Those who have independent self-construal believe that the cornerstone of society is the individual, and the groups exist to promote the individual's well-being. No? So those nga may independent self-construal, they really believe that the cornerstones ng society ta class is pagiging individualistic, no? And ang groups ko, no, ga-exist lang sila in order to promote the individual, specifically ang iyang well-being, no? Western culture is identified as an individualist culture where the individual's uniqueness is very important. People are encouraged to express their inner states or feelings and to influence other people, no? So they are more on the me side rather than the we. So different characteristics. So Western people live in a space and they tend to be individualists. They want to do their tasks alone and prefer to be in fewer companies. They train their children to be independent, and as they age, they tend to be seen walking with their pets in the park. The West stands for materialism, for they are worldly minded. They do not care for any future life, for they want to enjoy their present life. So they are living in the moment, no? The West is the home of modern science and technology where wonderful inventions have been made. So as you can see, their uniqueness, towards their fashion, and self-sufficient, kaya nila magubra nga sila ng autonomy, kaya ng pag-isa, no? No need for sense of direction because they can have their directions by themselves and being independent. Concept of me. So Western culture's concept of me is in the here and now, no? Kumbaga sa present. They speak straightforwardly and show their point of view directly. So when we say here and now, they are living in the present. For example, here, I am special. I am unique. I am me. I am an individual. I am who I am. I am a rational agent and I am responsible for my own actions. So amo nang paglantaw ni Western collectivist, no? Western individualist sa iyang self, no? Or sa mga bagay-bagay in general. Now let's proceed to the Eastern collectivist naman. So the Eastern culture's perspective is collectivist and interdependent, for it emphasizes the group as primary, no? So they are focusing on the group in general, no? For example, here in the Philippines, what do we mean by that is that nga even ganun sa mga homes, 'di ba, no? We tend to gather our families, no? For example, si lolo kag si lola gaupod na iya sa aton, no? We take care of them. Whereas sa other countries, ginabutangan nila sa mga retirement home, no? So, um, may mga ginabayaran na sila, no? Sa during their uh, some time pa nga gaobra pa sila para magtigulang sila, may mabantay silang agency. Whereas diri sa aton yung wala, no? Because ang mga lolo kag lula, we tend to live with them, no? And at the same time, ang bako mga ginasa mga kids nila, no, pagka-18 ginapalayas din sa balay, no, para maging independent. Sa aton niya 18, no, ginahigan pa no nga maglagaw. Dapat puli ka mo ni oras, may curfew ka pa, no. So that's the main difference, no, when it comes to pagiging collectivist nga, interdependence, individualistic, no, Western view, no. So may mga pros and cons man. Later on we'll find out. So when it comes to Eastern collectivist, no, it is motivated by the good of the group, relying on others, placing priority on the group rather than the self, pay attention to the importance of family, languages in which the word I is avoided, no, and we as the consciousness, no, so kita rather than ako. So collectivist cultures in relation to self. Easterners construe self as fundamentally associated with a sense of duty towards a group and interdependence with others. This is called interdependent self-construal. In a collectivist cultural atmosphere, the individual's desire for social harmony and is determined by the norms or the demands of the in-group, such as family or close-knit community. No? So, we are really no, moved by the values and desires or even the morals ng ating family. Um, if you are born in a Easterner view, no, and for example, lang be, their view be towards religion is like this, then you are more likely to be like that also, no? Because we are collectivist gani kung ano ang aton nga family because of their values and desires and morals. We will be, that will be our social norms naman, no? And in order to live in harmony, no, we need to follow those rules. So, amo nang para sa collectivist nga culture. So as you can see sa picture there, we is greater than me. We can do more together. So the different characteristics. So Eastern cultures value relationships, especially that of the family. They remain close to each other through close family ties. So I think I've established naman ni Kagina, no? So the East stands for spiritualism. They care more about the development of the soul in the life after death more than life in this world and its physical comforts. So kung si Western Pagina, no, individualist is more on the materialistic side of the world. Si Eastern naman is more on the spiritual side, no? The East is the birthplace of some religious teachers, for example, Christ, Buddha, and Gandhi. So the East concept of me is anchored on the reality of self-liberation through discovering the true me, rather than the false me. They tend to be more submissive than aggressive. They are contemplative, for they think more and do less. No? So, ang concept nila sa me sa Eastern, they are more likely to be submissive. It's because nga, syempre, yung pag-upbringing nila is more on the collectivist view, no? It's more on the interdependent or the way we socialize, no? Um, rather than telling that I is like this, I is like that, that's more on the aggressive side. When you're submissive, we as a people, no? So, as you can see, no, ang differences nila, sang collectivist kag individualist is very prominent, no? And neither lifestyle, no, is wrong or right. Either lifestyle is not wrong or right. It's just that it has a different way of looking at things, kumbaga. So for example, some Eastern, no, or the collectivist view or the interdependent view, I am part of my family. I am part of my community. I am part of my country. The goodness of the whole is more important than the individual. My actions directly impact my family and my community. So, Eastern are submarine, you know. So, ang Eastern is Asia and Middle East, whereas Western, Europe, Canada, Australia, America. Eastern is interdependent, whereas the Western are self-dominated and independent. And the Eastern is collectivist, whereas the Western is individualistic. So I think that would be all for our Eastern and Western coverage. I hope you learned something and good luck in your upcoming exams. Bye-bye.